Lego, and that's what this is about. She's landed a Lego sponsorship. I mean, Lego may as well just taken that money and just lit it on fire. Just light it aflame. Because Paige Bueckers not drawing anybody to buy Legos except for a very, 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 very small portion of
There it is. That emotional reaction reveals everything you need to know about what's going on in the WNBA right now. Because while one player draws 20,000 people per game and earns $50 million in endorsement deals, another is positioned as the league's next hallmark star despite averaging 7. The gap between marketing story and real market performance has never been more pronounced.
Bueckers is making an unprecedented off-court impact on the WNBA. Really? Paige Bueckers is already one of the most hyped and highly anticipated players in the WNBA years before she was actually drafted number 1 overall in the 2025 draft. Bueckers' skills on the court are undeniable. Her potential to continue to grow is vast. My goodness. Okay. But Bueckers has been making off-the-court moves that are unprecedented for a WNBA.
Let's start with some basic facts, because numbers don't lie, no matter how the headlines distort them. Paige Bueckers signed with Lego in January 2025, following previous relationships with Carmax and Fanatics. The media described it as an unparalleled off-court influence for a WNBA player. But unparalleled in comparison to what? Because Caitlin Clark secured an 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike before ever playing a professional game. Clark has partnered with State Farm, Gatorade, Wilson, and Xfinity. The phrase unprecedented does not mean what these outlets believe it does. During Bueckers' debut season, the Dallas Wings had an average attendance of 7,273 per game. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever relocated several games to larger locations, specifically because Caitlin Clark was drawing audiences that exceeded their home arena capacity. American Airlines Arena, where the Dallas Mavericks play, has hosted exactly 0 Wings games. But do you know who had their games moved to NBA arenas? I'll give you one guess.
Stop right there. That's a lie. Unprecedented to who? You've seen how many sponsorships Caitlin Clark's got? Did you see that Nike ad? From anywhere? Last I checked, 50 million people. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. In fact, I don't know that I can handle much more of this BS. The marketability that has continued to be a major factor in Bueckers' professional career as well is, of course, her UConn ties up there. Announced several partners.
Here's when things become interesting. The rating statistics reflect the real narrative behind the marketing campaign. In June 2024, the Dallas Wings played the Indiana Fever on ABC, which drew 2.1 million viewers. Sounds impressive until you consider what's actually going on. That was not Paige Bueckers' target audience. That was a Caitlin Clark audience, with the Wings as their opponent. How do we know? Because when the Wings played without Clark on the opposing side, their viewership fell to 1.114 million. That's a 46% drop. The Post attempted to portray the 1.114 million figure as evidence of considerable local and regional interest in Bueckers. But let's be honest about what a million viewer drop really means. The audience wasn't watching Dallas. They were tuned in for Indiana.
Okay, let's just do it. Here we go. Here we go, right here. Paige Bueckers signs a deal with Lego as she prepares to be the next Nike signature athlete. So here we go, right here. And then there. Okay, hey, why that got to be Iowa Hawkeye colors? Oh, did I say that out loud? Why is that Iowa Hawkeye colors? Just wondering. I said right there, Lego may as well take that money and just burned it. Let's look at this, folks. Dallas Wing attendance, 7,273.
Now, we must address the elephant in the room. This marketing plan is not random. Paige Bueckers checks extremely particular boxes, making her appealing to certain corporate agendas regardless of her market success. She is a Yukon product, which means she is supported by the most powerful network in women's collegiate basketball. She is openly lesbian, making her valuable to brands seeking LGBTQ representation. In addition, she is in a high-profile interracial relationship with former teammate AZ Fudd, which increases her marketability in today's business milieu. None of this is necessarily problematic. However, when organizations value identity identifiers over actual market impact, they are not making commercial decisions. They are making political statements with shareholder funds. LEGO is not investing in Paige Bueckers because they anticipate a return on investment from greater sales. They are investing in her because she embodies the principles they want to promote. That is their right. But let's not pretend that this is about basketball performance or fan participation.
Strong local and regional interests. By the way, I talk about agenda. There's your agenda. Paige Bueckers. Guess what? She checks the LGBTQ elemental P box. LGBTQ. Who cares? You know what? The Alphabet Mafia box. Along with the Connecticut, the University of...
The Unrivaled League situation excellently exemplifies this dynamic. Unrivaled is a new 3-on-3 basketball league that will debut in January 2025, designed as an option to playing overseas during the WNBA's off-season. The league has 30 athletes who compete for increased pay and equity shares. Sounds promising, right? Here is the problem. Aisha Wilson isn't participating. Sabrina is not playing. Sophie Cunningham isn't participating. Angel Ree is not playing. Most importantly, Caitlin Clark isn't playing. The league's greatest potential draw. The player who actually moves ratings and sells tickets declined to participate, although Paige Bueckers is present, and that is intended to pique a mainstream interest. Unrivaled received little attention on social media 2 days before its release date. Sports media coverage was limited. The broader population was not discussing it. Consider how the conversation might have gone if Caitlin Clark had signed on. It would be the most popular storyline in women's basketball.
Wait. Think her name's Azzy Fudd? Oh, she's interracial on top of it. Oh, the wokes just literally exploded.